kicking it, yeah, we kicking it. When we come to play, yeah, we winning it. We are here to stay, bringing our grit. We so sick with it, we just kicking it.
Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Just Kicking It. First and foremost, I want to say thank you a million times over for the love on the last episode. Thank you for all of your kind words. Thank you for all your sharing, your reposting. It greatly does mean a lot. It helps the channel. It shows that you guys actually enjoy this content. One of, I think, the repeated comments that I've gotten from people in like direct messaging, my DMs, is that kind of stuff is needed. And so that's kind of why I decided to do this. That's why this podcast became a thing. One, I wanted to, the original premise of the podcast, and still the main thing of it, is to give a voice to the voiceless. And for a very long time, that was me. I was the voiceless. And so this just kind of gives me a way to give back to those people who have a story that needs to be told, that doesn't have the opportunity to tell it. So again, from myself, from my family, from my friends, to all of my new family, my new friends, thank you. So like I said last time, the episode gonna be more consistent. So without further ado, welcome to Just Kicking It. I mentioned in the last episode that would be the episode to start a series that I wrote earlier this year. So let's call that episode 0. So this will be episode 1, Men's Mental Health Unscripted. Unscripted is the name of the series, by the way. If you see me kind of looking to my left, your right, I am reading notes. I have not gotten good to where I can just not take a peek or having to move it. So forgive me, I will get better at that eventually. But yeah, so let's dive into the topic that doesn't get talked about a lot, men's mental health. Now, I get it. No, we're in the big year 2025. So, now it's more common to talk about a man's mental health. Hey, are you doing all right? Hey, into that kind of stuff. But I'm 28. When I was growing up, when a lot of my male viewers are growing up, depending on how you grew up, it wasn't you start crying, it's, oh, come here, let me hug you. No, it's, boy, pick your head up. Boy, be a man. What you mean be a man? I'm 5. Let me cry. I'm 12. Like, I don't know what you want me to do. You know what I mean? But it's not talked about openly enough. And I know for dang sure it's probably not talked about in those one-on-one scenarios when the man is chilling, kicking it on the couch, and wife, girlfriend, whomever is like, how are you doing? Because we're programmed to just be like, oh, I'm all right. I'm just chilling. How are you? No, like, how are you feeling? And then it gets to the point where we hear that enough times, we get angry because it's, do you really care about how I'm doing? Or do you just want to ask because you feel like you have to ask because you're my best friend, you're my girlfriend, you're my boyfriend, you're da 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 da. Do you really blank, blank, blank about how I'm feeling? And so it's not talked about in, like, just the amount of places where, like, it's not talked about in movies, funerals, TV shows. It's not talked about at the barber shop. That's a problem. If I can go to the barber shop and I can talk about LeBron dropping 30, I can talk about Pat Mahomes throwing through 3 picks. I should be able to talk about, I ain't doing so hot right now. But again, that's not something as men, black man, white man, Asian man, Indian, whatever your ethnicity is, that's not something we grew up learning. So I want to read this correctly. This one's for the fellas carrying things in silence, and for anyone who's ever wondered what healing really looks like for a man. This episode is broken down into like 3 segments. And yes, this might not be as long as the last episode. I'm hoping it's not. That last episode was kind of a personal journey that I'm going through. Yes, you will get personal snippets from my life in every of these episodes. I'm also hoping to down the line. There's 15 episodes, guys. When you're unemployed and you have a dream, you go through it, and you go in depth. I'm hoping that at some point I can get other male figures in my life, whether it be my age, a couple years younger, other necessities, whatever the word is, other races. Me trying to use big words and I failed miserably. And yep, we're keeping that in the episode, Luke. Because I'm human and I mess up, guys. Like, that is the point. That is the point. We are human. We have feelings. We have emotions. It's okay to not be perfect. Whoever this premise of you have to be perfect as a man, whoever, bite me. Like, it's not going to happen. I'm never going to be perfect. I'm not going to be a perfect boyfriend, husband, father, son, none of that. Friend, employee, boss, whatever. I'm human. I will make mistakes, will I learn? So probably next episode or somewhere in the episode, will I circle back to that word and probably get it right? Yes. But it's going to take me thinking about it. You know what I mean? So, segment 1, where to start? Let's take a look way back, bro. Like I said at the beginning, most boys, they hear that man up, don't cry, be tough bull, and it's like, come on, bro. That's what you're teaching your son? That's what you're teaching? Like, come on now, what we doing? Like, let a middle man cry, especially, he gets hurt, like, falls down, or God forbid someone passes away. Don't tell him just to cry. Oh, son just want you crying. You don't know that. You don't know that at all. So I'm gonna allow them to feel that emotion. Like, it just having emotions doesn't go away. You just carry that trauma with you from kid to teenager to adult. It's not gonna go away. And as you're transitioning from kid to teenager to adult, if you can't articulate how you are feeling, you are going to ruin a lot of friendships, relationships, and you're gonna sit back and wonder, why was I dumb? Like, there's times where I think, like, man, that was kind of dumb. And I apologize immediately. You know what I mean? Like, you have to learn to regulate your emotions as a man. And I mean that in a loving way. Like, I had to learn that myself. But by the time a boy becomes a man, he stayed in a cocoon for so long, he never got to become that butterfly. He starts to wear the mask. And when I say mask, I want you to think of like Bane, from Batman, he had his mouth covered like this, because it's like, I don't know how to articulate. I'm sad. Yes, I'm almost 30, but it's like, if I don't know what I'm talking about, then I'm stuck. So, no one wants to know the man that's unshakable. Yes, the word I think of a lot of is being stoic. Like, you're just, nah, bro, you can be, but you have to be locked in to be, because you can look stoic and you can speak really well, but it's like, are you just like a robot? Like, are you being Jarvis right now from Iron Man? Like, are you just telling people what they want to hear, not what you're feeling? Like, you're talking from here, like, bang, but is it anything coming from in here, up and out? You know what I mean? But when you stay so stoic and you stay so isolated, you start to feel the pressure of the world a lot more. You start to feel a lot of pain a lot quicker, and you're like snapping. You're like, leave me alone. I'm not saying you're hitting anyone, but like, you're just hitting a wall, and you're hitting it, and it's just like, how do I break free from the pain, from the despair? Like, so how do you process an unprocessed emotion? You never were taught that. So how do we do that? Like, we've created We create a culture where it's weekly, where emotion equals weakness for men and it's killing them slowly, literally. I'm gonna read that for you one more time. We've created a culture where emotion equals weakness for men and it's literally killing them slowly. Flat out. There's too many stories of when men take their lives. It's always, oh, he would, don't get me wrong, getting your flowers is a great thing, but it's when you don't hear that so often, or you have something traumatic happening in your life and it's eating at you and eating at you and eating at you, it's like, well, what do I do now? I don't know how to process this pain. I'm tired of this pain. Check myself out. Fellas, ladies, I love you. That makes you selfish as hell, by the way. Because now you take yourself off this earth. The world keeps going. The earth still keeps spinning. Your groceries are still sitting in the fridge. Your car is still outside. Your mom's still gonna pick up that phone and call you the next day. Like all your friends who think about you can't call you now. Who were we to be that selfish? Now I get it. Told you in the last episode. I tried that twice. And I'm not saying that it hasn't crossed my mind. In the last 3 years, I can tell you that I've thought about it. Checking out. But I keep myself going because I have people who need me here. I say 4, but if I take 2 of them away, 2 very important people, I gotta be here for. I gotta go to therapy and talk about my problems with. I gotta figure it out. So I learned that a long time ago. I can't just check myself out when times get rough. You can't do that. I tell my friends all the time, I would rather you sit on my couch, which I now have a couch in my apartment, sit here and cry and boohoo and tell me everything you got going on, than be one of the men that's carrying that casket. And I love the fact that I have friends who feel the exact same way. Also, I'm fat as AF. So y'all gotta get to lifting. Like, I don't want my people to feel like I gotta go for eternity over something that we could talk it out. We could try to get you help. We could take you to, whatever mental institution that we need to. If we gotta raise money, we gotta start singing carols on the corner. We gotta start raising money through GoFundMe's. I don't give a damn, respectfully. Sorry for the language. I'd rather have my brother and my sister here than them gone and sitting at a funeral, sitting in the dirt. And I mean that from just not the mental health aspect of it. I got friends that was banging, like that, keep that thing on them. I pray for them just as much as I pray for my people at church. Because again, I don't want them to go down that path of, all right, cool, I don't know how to express my emotions. Someone pissed me off, bang, now you dead, I'm in jail. Now I gotta come see you through the glass. I can't have that. Like, to a lot of people, I'm OG. But there's people I'm still a little bro to. So there's a J. Cole lyric out there in the song Middle Child. I'm not gonna play a lot of rap music in my videos, by the way. I tried that last video and immediately got hit with copyright. So I will tell you the name of the song. It is J. Cole, Middle Child. It's like, I'm little bro and big bro all at once. And I take that seriously. Like, prime example. My homeboy, I mentioned him in this video, in the last video. And when he sees this, he's going to talk about him. I got back with an ex of mine who he hated. And he knew she was bad for me. And I'm not dumb. I knew that too. But when you be like, this is also when she stole from my Christmas gifts. Yeah. Like, it was around the same time. Like, it was, like, found out all that happened at the same time. Bro stopped talking to me. And I respectfully was like, all right, I get it. Because as big bro, I messed up. Fair? Fair. Now, I'd later find out, I think within the same couple of days, my man's just in the hospital fighting for his life. You think I give a damn about you not talking to me? Think I give a damn? No, I don't. I'm finna call you, I'm finna text you. I'm like, yo, what's going on? I almost pulled up on him to the hospital because I'm family. I pull up on the door. If I knock, I know I'm gonna get an answer. Flat out. You know what I mean? I find out, bro tells the nurses, this is something that, like, it hurt my heart, but it made me kind of realize I can't be messing up. Because I got eyes looking, I don't care how little, how big, what age. I got eyes from 3 to 58, 70 looking at me. You know what I mean? He told the nurses and the doctors that he suffered with depression, which I had I knew, but it was like, we don't talk about it. Like, we don't talk about it enough. Like, he would hear my problems, you know, big bro venting to little bro, but it's like, all right, dog, I need you to, like, what's going on, bro? I need you to talk to me. Like, I'm big broing you right now. Like, I need to know. He told the nurse, he was like, if it wasn't for my homeboy, CJ, he's like one of the close people that, you know, I got. And I don't know if he knows this. Like, he's real slick with his words. So there's like a lot of times where we hang out. And like I said, we've known each other since 2nd grade. We've been cool since 3rd. And he knows how I am. Like, a lot of stuff, I feel like some of the stuff I said in that story, he didn't know, but he knows enough about me. And every now and then, he'll hit me with an I love you. And he'll always tell me that he's grateful to have a big brother like me. Now, when I tell, like, anyone who knows me knows that, like, for some reason, I can't receive my flowers. You know what I mean? Like, and that's like receiving flowers. And that's why I sit there. Like, one time before I had my couch, I had like folding chairs and a gaming chair. And I had cooked something, and he was in my kitchen, and he was getting food, and he was like, I appreciate you, you know. And I was sitting there, and I was trying to be stoic, but I'm trying not to cry, because I'm like, why are you doing this? But it's also, I think it's something every man, every brother, every father, whatever, needs to hear that, because we don't hear that enough. Like, simply, we just don't hear that enough. And so I tell him simply, I love him too, and I'm with him till the wheels fall off. Like, if you ever notice, like, if I tag him in something, my go-to song is Treacherous Twin by Drake. That's my go-to song, because that's my twin. Like, I might be tall, he may be short, he may have the fuller beard, but I'm coming for you, my boy. But that's twinning. That's twinning him. Like, he called me, it's rap. Like, he called me, telling me some issue going on. I'm gonna burn this to the ground. Period. Like, but I need him to know that. Like, and I tell him that. Like, I tell my people that. Like, after last week's episode, I was so emotional. I text my brother, I love you, thank you for being my big brother. Now, those of you who know my big brother on my mom's side, I don't know, he's like a dang robot. And he's like, I love you too, and I forget, he said something. But I'm such a kid, because I'm little brother, I'm such an a-hole. He put T-O, like, I love you, T-O. I was like, ha, you forgot the other O. And then I was like, no, I said you spelled you wrong. And then someone else pointed out that he spelled too wrong. I'm such a big kid. But I never told him that. You know what I mean? Like, we never had the relationship where I could be like randomly, hey, I love you, dog. Now we're getting there, which works for me. Like his bald head, meathead self. Or like, prime example, those of you who know me or my relationship with my dad, he caused a lot of my trauma as a kid. Caused a lot of my trauma as an adult. Flat out. I text that man I love him. He texts back, I think, within like an hour. Love you too. I saw that man yesterday. I went to go get something from my mom's house. He texted me on my way home from rehearsal. All caps. I love you, son. I think when men, I could be wrong. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not none of that. I'm just a guy with a dream and a guy who's got some trauma and a microphone and a phone. I think when men who have bad relationships work through it with those other men in their lives, it can start to help. One of the things I always thought was kind of crazy, like when you grew up in a rough childhood, you grow up and you have kids, and those same parents that was on that blank when you was growing up, super soft now, be looking like, hold on, bro, where was this at 20 years ago? I'd rather have my parents softer on my kids than on me. Because then my babies, I'm dad, I'm disciplined. Because the same way, I don't know. I think it's the same way because I feel like, I don't know, my brother probably got away with a lot with my grandparents. I could call. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's just a little rant session. I don't even know. But it just goes to like also like back to love and like mental health. Yeah, literally. We created a culture where weakness for men is killing them slowly. And that's a fact. You can look at the numbers. Look it up. Depression, anxiety, and suicide. Men are struggling, but many suffer in silence. They don't know how to reach for help. They don't know how to. I was gonna reach for the phone. I pick up the phone. That was dumb. We're leaving that in there too, because I ain't perfect. And I think it's just, we've been told so long, suck it up. Why am I calling you? I'm gonna call you and I'm gonna be like, hey, what's up? What you doing? X, Y, and Z. Literally, that's a real conversation for me. There's people I will call, have a full conversation in my head of how I think it's gonna go. They answer the phone and I'm just like, what's up? How you been? Can't tell you why. At all. Probably something I gotta talk to my therapist about. Because I believe in mental health. I don't know what it is. There's some moments where it's like certain people, I can't let them know that something's wrong or that I'm feeling some kind of way. Because in my mind, also, if you know where this jersey is from, please drop a line from the movie in the comments. This is one of my favorite movies, or favorite trilogies of movies. Yeah, and yes, I actually have this in pink and black. I'm an adult with adult money, and I saw it at the mall. I bought it. Sue me. Yeah, like sometimes it's like I try to jumpstart a conversation, and I can't. And then I'm like, all right, well, now that I've missed my whole conversation, let me call you back. All right. We don't talk again for a couple months. I think I'm scared of, one thing it is, I'm scared of rejection. Like, especially this year taught me so much rejection. Like, let's think about it. I lost my job in January. That's rejection right there. And job after job after job that I know I'm qualified for. rejection email, rejection email, rejection phone call, rejection email, ghosting. I applied to 3 banks. I applied to Huntington, Mercantile, twice, Mercantile, interviewed twice with them, Huntington, Chase, and 2 local credit unions with banker level experience. 0. How do you think that works on a mental guy, or someone that has bad mental health? I got real low. I got real depressed. Like, am I the problem? Like, does the work not speak for itself? Like, what am I doing wrong? Okay, let's take banking out of it, because that's fairly new. Best Buy. Old store. Best Buy, Granville. Best Buy, Alpine. 0. Not even an interview. I remember sitting down with the GM of Granville, who I know, who we worked together at my old store. He saw my name pop up and got excited that I applied. He does his due diligence. You know, he's like, hey, I want to have a conversation with you on the phone. Cool. So one day I'm actually at Rivertown Mall, and I'm like, let me slide over to, to the Best Buy. Maybe bro's there, So I get there and he's there. We go into the office, and it's him and another manager. The other manager's like, hey, how do you think you left, from 406? From what I was told, I left on great numbers, great reputation. Like, if it don't work out, come back. We'll bring you back. Oh, okay. That's not what we were told. We were told you were toxic on the way out. Oh. That's news to me. That's very much news to me. Never let a job tell you that you're safe, ladies and gentlemen. I don't care if you leave on good terms. If you think you leave on good terms, or they fire you. You go in, you get your money on, and you leave. Now, if you happen to get a job where you meet some cool people, I've done it a couple times. Love it. Still love my people. One of my friends, he told me he was having a kid. One of my friends from Best Buy, he told me he was having a kid. I was one of the first people he told in that store. That was my right hand. We still talk to this day. He invited me to the baby shower. He sent me pictures of his kid when his kid was born. I still go into Best Buy. We still chop it up. And he still can't figure it out. Am I mad? No. Am I hurt? Yes. That I was told one thing and another thing happened. Flat out. But probably wouldn't be sitting here in my apartment if I went back to comfortability. But it weighs on you when you think you've got people who care about you, think you got people in your corner, and it don't happen. So again, I got friends from Best Buy, yes, that I can hang out with. I can pick up, text them like, how you doing? So I thought I was good. I still text managers to this day. I can text a manager a question and they'll still text back. I digress. Let's get to the big part. Let's get to the silence. Because when a man is silent, out of his mouth, the mind runs a mile a minute. I have so many friends who tell me they're scared of the quiet because the voices get loud. My name is CJ. I'm scared of the silence because the voices get loud. Just because I go to therapy don't mean I'm not fighting demons every day, baby. I'm fighting them every day, left, right, up, down, uppercut them. There's been a couple times this year where I thought they might win, flat out. You know what it means when you get a text message? Or when your close confidants tell you, boy, I'm glad you made it, because I was scared you wasn't. Boy, I scared I wasn't gonna make it either. Be flat out with you. You know how many times, mind you, I've worked in retail. I've worked in kitchen. Like I've worked in a kitchen. How many times, personally, I've stood in a room full of people, still felt alone, still felt the silence, still felt the squeeze of the world. You know, sometimes I hear that from men themselves when they're literally at a party, they're at a show, they're at a movie. But all it is darkness. And all there are, and they're up here. They're like, how do I do this? How do I, if this happens, what do I do? If that happens, if I lose my job today, do I got enough money saved up to where I can pay my rent for 3-6 months till I'm on my feet? If I, if my girl leave me, am I going to, crash out and think I'm stronger than a bullet? You know? He might not talk about the stress he might not talk about the stress at work, the heartbreak, the failure, because he's been taught to internalize it all. You, fellas, you know what it's like to just be like ready to crash all the way out, but you can't. And then that's just sitting on you. So you mad all day. But then you come home thinking, but then you gotta like play it off and be like, hey, oh cool, dinner smells great, da 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 da. Cause you can't share that with nobody. Or let's say you live alone. Who you talking to, fam? That's when the wars get in on you. Like, man, I should have died. Boy, if I'd have, let me catch him outside of work. Now we tripping. Now we run that through our minds over and over and over. I'm gonna give you an example of one time where I let the moment happen. If she sees this, she's probably going to be pissed. We've talked about it. We've had conversations about it since that happened. But for me, it's a traumatic experience. My son's mom, we were together at the time. Next thing I know, I see a snap of her and some guy. I'm like, who is that? Not no crazy. I'm like, yo, bro, hey, bro, who this? She like, oh, this is da da da, X, Y, and Z. I'm like, oh, okay. Huh. So then it gets, I'm on my way from my mama's house to my apartment. It get real spooky. Bro get on the phone, bro get to texting, da da da, that's why she mine, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, boy, I'm finna pull up on you. I'm finna put these paws on you. I knew I didn't have enough gas to make it to where she lived. I went to the gas station and I'm paying at the pump. It's saying decline. I go inside and it say decline. I'm on the phone with people. They're like, you need to go home. I'm like, nah, man, I'm not doing that. Nah. I tried my car one more time and I was like, God, if his car don't work, I'm gonna go home. Didn't work. So I went home, but I'm pissed. I'm crying, I'm yelling. I'm in my car just like, ah. It's probably a good thing. Good thing I didn't, because that man had a waiting. Yeah. Also, to be fair, found out he's a terrible shot. So like if he had the leverage, I probably would not be here. But bro, In a fight, yeah, dog, I'm putting paws on. And he tall, bro. He tall. He's 6'9". I'm 6'4", so I'm like, in theory, I got a double advantage of losing really bad. Didn't care. I was so angry because I'm like, bro, I trusted you. Fast forward, we talked about it. We moved on. Kind of laughed about it, but you see that, like, in the silence, it's like when, like, the Joker from Batman starts, like, picking at you and 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 picking. Bang. You just snap. That's what that was for me. I'm human. I'm not perfect. I reacted with emotion versus up here. Because up here I reacted with both, actually, but it wasn't good from either. Nothing was saying don't do it. Everything was do it, do it, do it. And then I think it goes back to that's why we don't talk about the heartbreak. We don't act on the heartbreak. We just go and we throw ourselves into work. We become workaholics. We throw ourselves into video games. We throw ourselves into the bottle. We become alcoholics on top of workaholics. I didn't want to become that. So I started trying to balance. Mind you, this was like a couple years ago. I might have had one episode of this podcast. Maybe. Somewhere. I don't even think I shot it. I got shot it. I don't think I posted it. But, yeah, man. The silence will kill you or get you killed. Also, can we talk about failure? Well, we're going to talk about failure because it's my podcast. And it's not talked about enough. Bro, it's okay to fail. Like, you are going to fail. You're not going to be perfect at everything. Hell, you apply for a job, you don't get it, you failed. But you keep going, you keep trying. If I'd have just stopped after the first failure or the second failure of interviews, there's no telling where I would be. To be real with you. So you got to keep your head up. You got to keep going. You got to keep striving to be the best you possible. Even through the failures. Failure equals lesson. Say that one more time. Failure equals lesson. You learn what to do from the previous mistakes to where you don't make it again. I don't care if you work at a Burger King. I don't care if you work in the White House. You're going to fail. You're going to learn from that lesson. You're going to learn from that failure. You're going to turn the negative into a positive, flat out. We stay faithful, available, and teachable around these parts, people. I'm quick to say my failures quicker than my successes. Now, if I need to explain the successes more than the failures, I'll still even it out. Because failures equals lessons. Lessons equals opportunity. It just does. Like, I failed at one thing and I got the opportunity. I failed getting the job at Huntington, but I proceeded to pass the test and get the job at Corwell. I failed the lesson in becoming a senior for one department, and I became a cook not much longer. Got the promotion instead. I failed getting into Best Buy months ago, but it led me to Xfinity today. You see what I mean? Like, you see what I mean? Like, you feel me? Failures equal lessons, and that lesson is going to open the door for opportunities. If I sound like I'm preaching, I'm sorry. I've been told that my whole life. Well, you sound good. You sound like a preacher, man. Nah. Says the guy that used to be a youth ministry leader. Sue me. Because I care. Because I give a damn. It's part of the language, by the way. Because I care about you. I don't care. Man, woman, boy, girl. Like, if you in my circle with all y'all who follow me and listen to what I'm saying, I care about you. Like, believe me when I say the DMs are open. I might not get back to you immediately, but best believe within the next 24 to 48 hours, 12 to 24 hours, I will be getting back to you. Tears don't make you weak, they make you real. The tears you shed don't make you weak, they make you real. Make you human. I cried last episode. I might cry next episode. I might cry this episode. We don't know yet. It's not over. But it makes you real. If you go around and you don't cry, you're a robot. You're weird. And I love weird people, but like, you not crying, I don't know. It's okay to cry. Show the emotion. Cry the happy tears. Cry the sad tears. I watched a TikTok. I saw 2 videos, I think within like 30 minutes of each other, of 2 separate videos of dads who are in their sons' lives, or one had a son, one had a daughter. You know, and you know, they're African American. They talked about, you know, being a little kid and wanting a dad, or, you know, dad being there but he rough. I cried because I get that. Daddy wasn't there a lot. People think that Daddy wasn't there a lot for me. Sadly, Daddy's not there. Unfortunately, I'm kind of following that trend. I'm man enough to say that. Now, different circumstances. But I miss my babies every day. I think about them every day. I called my son's mom Monday. I was like, yo, what's he want for Christmas? If I gotta buy it, I'll buy it. I'll bring it to him. You know what I mean? Cool. What does his sister want? His sister's not mine, by the way. What you want? Because I want my kid my kids to know that I give a damn. Because for a long time, I didn't feel like my dad, like I mattered to my dad. And I know a lot of fellas out there that are going to watch this podcast and watch this series and be like, I know my dad doesn't care. He shows it every day. He doesn't talk to me, doesn't call, he doesn't text, he never told me he loved me. Something I had to learn the hard way is maybe, just maybe. Now, I've never actually talked to my dad about it, but I'm like, maybe, just maybe. That's how they grew up. You know, he never got the I love yous and the good jobs and attaboys and good sport and all that. So he doesn't know how to articulate that to, you know, us when we're growing up. But now a lot of us, we're 30, 35, 28, you know, we're having kids. We can't keep the cycle the same thing. We got to, you know, break the cycle. Show your kids it's okay to cry. Let your kids wipe your tears. I one time cried in front of my oldest. And when she would cry, I would wipe her tears. And same thing. I cried and she wiped my tears. Because daddy taught her it's okay to cry. We also have to breathe when we cry. You know, don't be boo-hooing and you're not breathing. But fellas, it's okay to cry. Cry the tears. Cry the tears of, I just got promoted and I didn't think it was going to happen. cry the tears of my marriage is ending and I don't know what to do. I got to start over. Call someone, cry the tears, be on the phone, go to, say, can we meet up? Cry the tears. And then to the person that's sitting with the person that's crying, if I ever find out, someone came to you in a moment of weakness and you sat there and are using that against them, we're gonna have a whole lot of problems, big fella. Try me. That goes for ladies too. I know a whole lot of females that are dog walking. We're not playing that. You're not gonna sit there and make fun of someone for being weak and not weak, definitely not weak, for being vulnerable and trusting you with that vulnerability. Because the moment you ruin that, you'll never get it back. The moment you ruin the vulnerable moment that you shared with someone, they'll never trust you the same. Believe it. What if we change the narrative? Imagine a world where a man can say, I'm not all right. And it's normal. Hey, I'm not doing so hot. Can we talk? Can we hang out? Can I see you? All right, let's figure it out. Let's figure out a time to come, sit down, and you tell me what's going on. That needs to be in every friendship. That damn sure needs to be in a relationship. If you're going to talk about marrying someone, you better like them. I don't give a damn about love. You better like them. Shout out to P.E. and LaDawn. They've been married a whole long time. One thing I will never forget, they said you better like the person you want to spend the rest of your life with. Because when that love runs out and you sitting in your chair and she's sitting in hers and you look over, you still like him, you still rocking. So how do we change the narrative? We start by listening, attentively listening. I had a guy tell me that his brother died earlier this year. For the longest time, I couldn't wrap my brain around it. I didn't know this man. He didn't know me. I have a pretty nice car. I didn't have my car at the time. It was in the shop. Cornwall Health, their badge lets you ride the bus for free. So he seen my badge. He strikes up a conversation like, how do you like working at the hospital? He's like, oh yeah, I work, da-da-da. Yeah, man, my brother killed himself. And I don't know how to deal with it. I started listening. I turned down the music and I give that man my attention. Because as a brother that's lost a brother, I know what that pain's like. You don't love the same way once you lose a sibling. I've never lost a parent. I know that's coming. That's another piece of love that I will not give to someone else. But I know what it's like to lose a sibling. I can't go to Tennessee, but I know if I go where that grave is, I'm going to try to dig him out. Shout out to Meek Mill. But I listened, and I could see the pain behind his eyes. I wanted to give him a hug. I probably should have gave him a hug. I wish I gave him a hug. But I sat there and I listened. And I listened to the story of how his brother was so close, was almost 18. He was like, bro, when you get 18, you going to come work at the hospital with me. And you can see that he just needed his brother to keep holding on. And he was so close, and it just... Before I could even ask him for his information, stop came to an end. His stop came. He dabbed me up. I said, thanks for listening. And he walked off. We were on a public bus. But for me, I think to a little bit past where you guys are, we had a real conversation. And I let him feel seen. I let him feel heard. I let him know that someone's in his corner. That's not, because it don't always got to be family. It don't got to be blood family. I got a whole lot of friends who will pick up the phone. If I get, like, at some point, like, if I call them early in the day, I'm like, yo, I need you. Best believe at some point, they'll give me 10 minutes. They'll give me 30. They'll give me an hour. They'll give me the whole damn night. And best believe, if someone in my corner calls me and says, I need you, cool. If I'm at work, cool. Here's my break schedule, 15, 30, 15. I'll take all 3. I normally just take the 30. I'm out at 6 o'clock every day but Tuesday. And I'm good at getting out by like 6:05. So by 6:06, get to calling. Making sure that people know they're not alone ain't that hard, ladies and gentlemen. It's important. It's making sure that someone doesn't take their life to where we got to put another baby in the ground. Where now we sitting up looking at the sky saying RIP to such and such, or such and such to be here right now. We're not putting more people on a t-shirt. But y'all not ready for that, for real. A lot of y'all say, oh yeah, call me if you got problems. You ain't picking up the phone. You ain't texting back. It's only good for you when you ain't got to reach out first. When you ain't got to take the step and be like, hey, how you doing? Some of y'all want to tell y'all good people, but you really not. You really not. But that's just what I've noticed in life. You feel me? Brother. Boy, oh boy. I'm going to have a ball with this right here. But we're almost at the end of this episode. We got there's a little bit left. So fellas, I want you to start doing stuff. If you don't do it, do something for me. Just hear me out. Start journaling. Use the notes app, like on your phone. Like if you have an iPad, use the iPad. If you have a MacBook, Windows, I don't care. Old school journal, write it down. Write it down. Then after you write it down, read it, process it. You can then after that you can delete it. If you use physical, you can burn it. Whatever you got to do, just release the emotion. Don't hold it. Call your friend, honestly. Like, my homeboy hit me up. He was like, yo, can you run me here? Da da da. I was like, all right, but I got you. He was also like, hey, man, I'm kind of feeling, kind of depressed. But we're going to talk about it, my boy. We're going to talk about that. I ain't playing. So I pick him up. We get to riding, smooth sliding. We get to the spot. I'm on the way taking him back to the crib. Why are you feeling this way? Like what's going on? So we started talking a little bit, and it's about this, he got seasonal depression. I'm like, hey, dog, I never told him this, and I never told nobody this for real. There's schizophrenia, right? And then there's what I got. I'm like right there. He's like, word? I was like, yes. So when I tell you I'm listening to you, is because I'd rather see you at the bottom of the mental health list than almost at the top. So whenever you are sad, I need you to tell me that so we can talk about it. I'm not gonna say I'm like a therapist and I got all the answers, But I'd rather listen to you than you hold that in. I'd be dumb not to listen and try to talk you off the ledge. But you don't have to be the rock all the time, fellas. Sometimes you can be the marshmallow. You don't have to be big spoon all the time. It's okay to be little spoon. Ladies, it's okay to be the big spoon. To, cuddle your mans. It's just, they're a little bit. But, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are at the end of this episode. I said I tried to keep it under an hour, and I'm probably going to be at the hour mark. But to every man who's ever swallowed the pain instead of releasing it, I see you. I confide in you. I resonate with you. You're not alone. You and I, we locked in, my boy. We ain't gotta worry. You ain't gotta worry about being alone no more, G. We ain't here. And then this one's to all the fathers, the uncles, the nephews, all that. Let's stop teaching the boys to be tough before they learn to be human. Feel me? Because by the time they get, up there and they don't know how to process some emotions, it's gonna be some bad juju in the world. There's enough of that. Let's raise men who can cry and still lead, who can hurt and still rise. Let's raise men who can cry and still lead, who can be hurt and still rise. Because at the end of the day, your feelings doesn't make you weak, they make you whole. So that is it tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Your goal for the week is to share this with someone, to share a story with someone, grab a drink, grab a meal, and encourage someone. Like someone who that struggles. It's getting cold outside. It's getting dark at 5 o'clock. Tell someone who you really love that you love them, that you're there for them, that you're proud of them, that you can't imagine you being here without them. You never know what something like that will do. Like, someone tells me that, it makes me feel good. I'm gonna be real with you. But I also realize that person probably means the same thing to me. When was the last time I told them that? So, till then, till we see each other again for episode 2 of Unscripted, I love you very much, and I hope you have a blessed week. Going to start trying to roll out, like I said, weekly episodes. Also going to start trying to get some guests. We might be shooting here. We might be shooting somewhere else. We might be shooting in the whip. But come on and just keep on kicking it with us. We still going to be here. We live, baby. Yeah. Hope you have a great day. Have a great week. Love y'all. Peace.